In 1940, during the Battle of Britain, the Royal Air Force faced overwhelming odds. With only a small fleet of Spitfires and Hurricanes, they had to defend Britain against waves of Luftwaffe bombers and fighters. At the time, Winston Churchill famously said, "Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few." But behind this historic quote lay an astonishing story of bravery. One such story was that of Flight Lieutenant James "Johnny" Johnson, a pilot with the Royal Air Force. During one intense dogfight, Johnson, having already shot down 3 enemy planes, found himself locked in a deadly chase with a German ace. With sheer skill and determination, he managed to outmaneuver the enemy and send him crashing to the ground. Johnson's victory was one of many in that life-or-death struggle. As the battle raged, the Royal Air Force pilots fought with limited resources and faced incredibly long shifts. Yet, against all odds, they held their ground. The Luftwaffe's morale faltered, and Britain's skies were kept safe. The bravery of those pilots, like Johnson, not only turned the tide of the battle, but altered the course of history. Please like and subscribe for more.
All right, everyone, buckle up, because today we are going deep.
Deep.
Yeah, way deep into the Battle of Britain.
Ooh.
Yeah. This is one that I've been wanting to do for a while.
It's a good one.
You know, we've got some fascinating source material here that you've shared with me, some excerpts, and I'm really eager to kind of peel back the layers of this, what made this battle so important, and especially, when we think about the pilots, the RAF pilots, we've all heard the famous Churchill line.
Oh, yeah.
Never was so much owed.
By so many.
By so many to so few.
Yeah.
But what's the story behind that?
Yeah, that's real story.
What's the real story behind those words?
I think the first thing to do is really try to understand the context of 1940. Here's the scene, right?
Yeah.
Nazi Germany is on the rise.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody's been able to stop them.
No.
And Britain is standing alone. They're facing this huge threat, this seemingly unstoppable force.
It's hard to even imagine, being in that position where you're just like, what do we do?
Yeah, and the Battle of Britain.
Yeah.
It wasn't just about, who controls the skies. This was about the survival of Britain itself.
Oh, wow.
I mean, think about it. Like, if Germany had been able to launch a successful invasion, who knows what would have happened?
Right. It could have been the end.
It could have changed the entire course of World War II.
Wow. That's a chilling thought.
It is.
To think about that,
Yeah.
So it really was a fight for, for their freedom, for their existence.
Absolutely.
And we're talking about the RAF, which, relatively small air force.
Small.
Going up against the Luftwaffe, which is,
the mighty Luftwaffe.
Germany's just this massive,
huge, powerful
force, right?
Absolutely. And not only were they outnumbered, but they were often flying these outdated planes.
Really?
They were really pushing both the aircraft and themselves to their limits.
Oh, man.
Can you imagine the pressure those pilots faced?
Yeah.
I mean, flying these long, grueling missions, knowing that each takeoff could be their last.
Oh, gosh.
The mental and physical toll must have been immense.
Yeah, you were talking about some of the specific pilots.
Yeah.
And there's one story that really jumped out at me.
Okay.
Flight Lieutenant James Johnny Johnson.
Oh, yeah, Johnny Johnson.
This guy was already an ace.
Right.
He had
multiple kills already
shot down several enemy planes.
Yeah.
And then he finds himself in this just like life or death dogfight.
Yeah.
With a very experienced
seasoned German pilot. Yeah. And what's remarkable about Johnson?
Yeah.
Is that he not only survives this,
right,
but he outsmarts his opponent.
Wow.
It wasn't just luck,
Yeah.
He really used his aircraft strengths.
Okay.
He was flying a Hawker Hurricane, which was known for its maneuverability.
Okay.
Especially its turning ability.
Oh, wow.
And he used that to his advantage to outmaneuver the German fighter.
So he was able to kind of use the plane.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He forced the enemy plane into a disadvantageous position.
Gotcha.
Making it vulnerable to attack.
Wow, that's incredible.
It's a real testament to his skill as a pilot and his understanding of aerial combat tactics.
You talk about that dogfight, and it's just like,
it
must have been such an intense moment.
Oh, absolutely. Heart pounding.
Just every every second.
Life or death.
Yeah, life or death. But as incredible as his story is, he was just one of many.
Of many.
Who were fighting for their nation's survival.
Absolutely. And, that raises an important question.
Okay.
What was the overall impact
Yeah.
of these individual acts of bravery?
Right.
We have all these stories of these incredible pilots doing these amazing things.
Yeah.
But what did it all add up to?
Right. What was the big picture?
Well, the RAF's unwavering defense, their sheer refusal to give up.
Yeah.
It had a massive psychological impact.
Oh, wow.
On the Luftwaffe.
Really?
The Germans simply weren't prepared for such fierce resistance.
Interesting.
And it really threw a wrench in their plans.
Okay.
They couldn't gain the air superiority they needed for a successful invasion of Britain.
Which brings us back to, that Churchill quote.
Oh, yeah.
"There never was so much owed."
By so many to so few.
Yeah.
Powerful words.
And it's like after hearing
know
about all this, about the struggles of these pilots.
The constant threat of death, the incredible odds they overcame.
It's like those words really resonate on a whole new level now.
Without a doubt, the courage and sacrifice of pilots like Johnson and countless others who fought in the Battle of Britain.
Yeah.
They not only secured their nation's freedom, but quite possibly altered the course of World War II.
It's really amazing to think about, how individual actions, even amidst the chaos of war, can have such a profound impact.
It's true.
On history.
Yeah. This is something I've been thinking about.
Yeah.
How do we, looking back, truly grasp the weight of those individual acts of courage?
Yeah.
I mean, we can read about the battles.
Yeah.
We can look at the statistics. But how do we really bridge that gap between understanding the facts of a historical event and comprehending the human cost?
The human cost.
Yeah, the personal sacrifices that made those events possible.
That's such a powerful question. And I think, it really challenges us to look beyond just the grand narratives of history and truly engage with the human side of it.
The human side.
Yeah, the individual stories of courage and resilience and sacrifice.
Absolutely.
That shape the world that we live in.
Yeah.
And I think the Battle of Britain and the pilots who fought in it are a perfect example of that.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Really makes you think.
Yeah, it really does.
About the power of the individual.
Yeah, and the impact that one person can have.
That's right.
Even in the grand scheme of things.
Absolutely.
So thank you all for joining us on this deep dive today.
It's been a pleasure.
Into the Battle of Britain. And we'll see you next time.
See you later.